Mauro, Rego!
Hi, good evening. My name is Mauro. I'm a designer. I'm actually a part-time designer and part-time immigrant. For people who are not aware, by the way, how many immigrants do we have here in the room right now? Not many. Yeah, you can count on that as well. But I don't know, maybe your parents are part of as well of this organization. Immigrants, for those who know, it's an international organization, we're a secret organization. And our main goal is actually world dominance. And we do that by implode countries by inside. So we come inside, we steal the jobs, we spice the food, we make the natives, let's call them natives, we make the natives really ashamed of being the last ones on this floor. So we have been really operative in the last years, and since I'm here since 8 years now, so I'm a senior immigrant. I'm really paving my career path right now, and one of my jobs here is actually coaching and leading young interns. So when they came with the code like Erasmus, our code for a program of internship abroad, and they usually come with really bad habits. So it's my job to kind of make them go back to the spy mission and make the mission successful. So they come with things like simplifying cultures, I hate culture simplification. We all know, for example, that Germans can be defined by 3 things, right? They all mix drinks, right? I don't know if you heard about that, but every German do this something schola. So I don't get the concept yet, because basically you take something that's already ready-made for drinking, right? And then you put water in that. So you have wine schola, apfel schola, Wasserschola. So I don't and then they go to the extreme, right? And they take Fanta and cola and they put together and sell it as Pepsi. It's a really challenging culture for me. The second thing is that about the concept of how are you question, right? In every culture that I've been part of, for example from Brazil, how are you is just a formality that people actually don't want to know how are you, that you just go through. And in Germany, if you ask someone how are you, you pretty much turning on the radio on the 7 o'clock in the morning, you get a report about the weather conditions, the health conditions, sleeping conditions, right? So it's kind of constrained, you say, hey, how are you? And then you try to leave and hey, shit, great. Should I take notes of the protocol? Yeah. And the third thing that I found out was that whenever there is a sharing food situation, let's say you have a piece of cake, the Germans will never take the last piece. So they would slice the last piece in half, and then they keep slicing until you have only atoms, right? And then they keep slicing the atoms, and that's how the CERN program was invented. That's what the Germans have to, yeah. But yeah, so I brought that kind of hints to my interns here to prepare them for the challenge that they encounter when they come here. But the Germans actually fighting back. The government is creating weapons that are really tricky for us to kind of cope with. Basically, they are creating words. So words, not worlds. Words. That sounds sexual. So I don't know if you have noticed, but your language is full of sexual words that are camouflaged into normal words. For example, when I was at university, I asked my professors, "Kann ich haben meine Noten bitte?" On Noten, I don't know, I cannot know the difference, but one means grapes, another one means prostitutes. So they just replied to me, "Sorry, Mauro, you cannot have your prostitutes here." So. Another one, and that's the kind of thing that you the landmines that I'm reporting to the board of directors, so then the immigrants board of directors can put that in our training, so get prepared for that. The last one that I encountered was, it's not sexual though, but it's kind of confusing because the opposite of umfahren, it's driving around, is umfahren. So it's actually the same word for opposite. So I'm these are the usual challenge that we get every day. But I'm coping with that, and right now I'm getting promoted. I'm actually going to the next level of the challenge, getting married. was really like 6 years of hard training and like challenge every day, but we made that happen. I can share with you like how was my training actually. The first part of any training is actually the flirting part, right? What's in German is a challenge by itself. It's like the first thing that you encounter, like when you try to approach someone regarding your intentions, you always invite the person for a drink, right? Like you say, and depends on the drink, you already claim, you already declaring what you want from the person. So in Brazil, when you want to invite someone for something, something extra, you invite a person for a beer. What makes sense? Like, let's go through the logic. I'm gonna invite you to have a drink with me. We're gonna probably be standing. We're gonna get like loose of our sense because of the beer. We're probably gonna bounce on each other, and something can happen, right? Like that's the logic. If you invite someone for a coffee, you say, no, stamp your passport in the friend zone. We're gonna be friends because we're gonna drink something that's gonna make us awake, right? We're gonna sit for 3 meters from each other. We're gonna talk about intellectual things that are not sexy at all. Right? There's no chance that there's a follow-up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after coffee. What I realized that in Germany is the way around. You invite a person for a beer, it means we're gonna be buddies. You're gonna party hard, you're gonna go out, you're gonna be crazy, nothing's gonna happen. We invite someone for a coffee, say, I want to get to know you better, deeper, I want to go deeper in feelings. So you can imagine how miserable my sexual life was for 6 months. Sending bad signals the whole time and receiving them, like missing out a really great opportunity in life. But finally I made it. I invite someone out and then the person went with me. We kind of lose ourselves there. So then I ended up with someone else talking to the person. And that's another moment that's really hard because in Brazil, if you're talking to a person for 5 minutes in a bar, for example, that's the defining moment because you drop a boyfriend, you drop a girlfriend in the conversation, and it's clear that nothing's going to happen out of it. So it's kind of a safe place. If you want to keep talking, keep talking. In Germany, you're going to be talking to the person is going to be super nice at you, so you're going to be talking to the person, you're going to be talking, and then you're going to be like 4 hours talking, and then when finally, and that's I learned when I came to Germany in the manual, you invite the person to see your collection of stamps. I have no clue how you guys procreate with that, but like, you invite a person to see your collection of stamps, so I invited the person, oh, you want to see my collection of stamps? I hope I have some stamps at home that I can show around. And then oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend. I say, what? For 4 hours we have been talking. It was a great moment with you, but sorry, like, I have to go. And then you look around, there is one they got a hold, right? Yeah, so, but even with all of that, I made it. I succeed on my mission. And right now I'm just trying to help other immigrants to come in and fulfill our mission. So if you have any questions of how to have a more delightful moment of experience in Germany, you can contact me after the show. Thank you.